Hello, lovelies. Happy Transformation Tuesday, and welcome to day 2 of your Healthy Living Kickstart Summer Series, where we take a look at some simple ways you can give your body a mid-year tune-up so that you can make the most out of this summer season. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Donya Fahmy. I'm the Alchemist in Chief for Sustainable Health Solutions, Inc., and the founder and formulator for Dropwise Essentials, which is my line of aromatherapy and organic plant-based personal care products. I'm also a speaker, an author, and a natural health and lifestyle expert, and my passion is helping women like you use natural solutions to experience more energy and better health so you can continue to look and feel good as you get older and live your best possible life at all times, of course, right? Now, I believe that knowledge is power, and when you know better and you do better. And that's one of the reasons why I created this series, because I want to give you some simple ways to get out of any bad habits you may be in right now that are stealing your energy and your focus and vitality, just leaving you feeling tired all the time and having difficulty finding the energy to really get into it, right? Not just in the summer, all year round too, but mostly in the summer. And so if you're ready to raise your vibration, lower your stress, and get into it, have some energy, some oomph for the summer and beyond, then you're in the right place. So hydration is our topic for the day. I'm going to cover why staying hydrated is so important for your energy and your well-being. I'm going to tell you the signs of how to know if and when you're dehydrated. We'll talk a little bit about how much water do you actually need to drink, right? It's kind of varies depending on who you pay attention to, but either way, it's a lot of fluid that you have to put into your body on a regular basis, and I know a lot of people have trouble staying with that, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then at the end, I'm going to share a handful of other ways, aside from just drinking plain water, that you can stay hydrated. So some foods you can eat that are hydrating, and I'll also share my tips for how to dress up your water so that you make it more like a beverage for you that's actually healthy and doesn't interfere with the benefit of the water in your body, so that it'll help you, encourage you, hopefully, to drink it all up, right? Drink as much of it as possible. So does that sound good? If so, well, great, let's jump in. So why is it important? Water is essential to human life, right? It accounts for about anywhere from 50 to 70% of your body weight, and it's crucial for maintaining your system, all the healthy function of all the systems in your body, everything from your brain function to your heart to your muscles. It's pretty key. And one of the many things it does is it carries nutrients to your cells, it flushes out bacteria and toxins, and it cools your body temperature. So when you have a lower core body temperature, you don't have to sweat as much, right? You don't need to sweat as much to release excess heat. In fact, dehydration actually leads to more sweating. And there's a lot of different ways that we lose water during the day. So you'll lose water when you go to the bathroom, when you sweat, even when you breathe, actually. And you lose water even faster when it's really hot out, if you're physically active and you're exerting yourself, or if you're sick and you have a fever. And so that's why it's really important, even more important in the summer months, right? Because it's hot, you're sweating a lot, you're losing a lot of water. And dehydration happens when you actually lose and use more water than your body's taking in. And when that happens, you can feel pretty crappy, right? It can make you thirsty, and then it'll make you feel fatigued. It might give you headaches. In fact, research shows that as little as 1% dehydration, 1% dehydration can negatively affect your mood, your attention, your memory, and your motor coordination. That's pretty intense, huh? 1% dehydration can start leading to negative effects in all areas that affect your well-being and your functioning and your energy. So, and chronic dehydration, by the way, and many people have that, have been linked to even more serious health problems like high blood pressure and kidney stones, which if you have ever had them or you know someone who's had them, it can be quite painful and could be easily avoided if you're consuming enough water to stay properly hydrated. So how do you know when you're dehydrated? Okay, so some warning signs to look out for. Weakness is one, low blood pressure is one, dizziness, confusion. Those are pretty extreme symptoms. So if you're having those symptoms, you could be very seriously dehydrated. The more common ones could be really dark colored urine. So your pee is really dark, or you have very little output when you go to the bathroom. When you go to pee, very little comes out. You might have dry mouth. You kind of feel sleepy, kind of sluggish and fatigued. You could be feeling extremely thirsty. That's a sign that you're dehydrated. And then headaches, of course, are the other most common way that you feel that. Now, the fastest, and easiest way to tell if you're dehydrated is just to check the color of your urine. So if your pee is dark yellow or kind of a medium yellow, then that's a sign right there. If you're properly hydrated, then your pee should be almost clear, have a very, very faint yellow color. Which leads me to the next question. How much water should you drink each day, right? So the conventional rule of thumb that you hear in most places is 8-ounce glasses of water a day. And that sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, actually. But healthy people, if you're healthy, don't have anything going on, you can probably get by with 30 to 50 ounces of water a day, which is roughly 1 to 1.5 liters of water, or 4 to 6 8-ounce glasses. And if you're not in great shape, then you probably need at least 8 glasses a day. But don't ever try to drink it all at once. Okay, so your kidneys can only process between like 27 and 33%. Oh, not percent, ounces. Sorry, 7 to 33 ounces of water an hour. Okay, a lot more during the course of the day, but in an hour, it can only handle like 27 to 33 ounces. So if you tried to drink, let's say you forgot to drink water, and it's like the end of the day, and then you said, okay, I'll just make up for that by drinking it all now at once. You don't want to do that because that can lead to a pretty serious condition called hyponatremia. I'm going to see if I can type that in there. Okay, it doesn't want me to do that. Anyway, hyponatremia. And that means your blood levels of sodium are dangerously low, and that can make you really sick. I actually had a dear friend who recently had to go to the hospital because of something like that. She drank way, way too much water in way too short a span of time. So that's an example of how something that could be really good for you can sometimes also be bad for you. That doesn't mean don't drink the water. It just means pace it, spread it out during the day. Don't try to drink it all in big glugs of water in small periods of time. Now, what are some ways to make sure you drink enough water? These are just some tips that might help you if you know you need to do it and you want to do it, but somehow you just never get around to drinking enough water. Always keep a bottle of water handy with you during the day. A nice reusable stainless steel bottle, or if you're going to do plastic, do like a BPA-free plastic, hard plastic, like they call Nalgene is one type. Keep it full and keep it by your side. And that way, hopefully, you always remember to sip from it and then refill it as needed. Always drink water before, during, and after a workout, or if you're exerting yourself in some high level of physical activity. When you feel hungry, drink water. Sometimes thirst is confused with hunger. So if we're thirsty, sometimes our body or our brain thinks we're actually hungry. If you're really hungry, then water won't satisfy you. But if it's thirst and you drink a glass of water or 2 glasses, that's okay. And you're not that hungry, it'll dissipate, right? So true hunger won't be satisfied by drinking water, but if it's not really hunger and it's thirst, then a glass of water will do the trick. And actually drinking water makes you feel more full, so it could actually help you eat less if you're trying to lose weight. That's another kind of little trick that helps you stay hydrated and not eat and drink other beverages quite as much. Now, if you have trouble remembering to drink water, create a schedule for yourself. You might have to type like notification reminders in your phone if you need to. But I say just make it a habit. Have a glass of water when you first wake up. Have one with your breakfast or before breakfast. Have one before or after lunch. Have one before or after dinner, and then when you go to bed. Although I would say if you tend to get up in the middle of the night to pee, then you probably don't want to drink one right before you go to bed, but maybe have one an hour or 2 before you go to bed. And then drink a small glass of water at the beginning of each hour is another way you can do it. Like I said, you could set a little reminder on your phone or a little, alarm to just trigger you to remember, oh, okay, it's, 2 o'clock, I'm going to drink some water. Oh, it's 3 o'clock, I'm going to drink some water. And you don't necessarily have to drink a lot, but this is just a way to keep you in a regular habit of drinking water. And then, of course, when you go out to eat to a restaurant, drink water. It's free, right? It's free if you drink it up front. You get hydrated, and it might help, keep you from overindulging in your meal. Now, what are some other simple ways to stay hydrated? Or, what are ways can you do this? Because maintaining proper hydration doesn't necessarily mean you have to chug a ton of water, right? As I mentioned, it is a really good idea, and it's important to drink a good amount of purified or filtered water throughout your day. And it's always a really good idea to start your day with a glass of water, tall glass of water, because usually when we wake up in the morning, we are a little bit dehydrated because our body has been doing its thing while we're sleeping. And so it's really good to just have one tall glass of purified water first thing upon rising, or right before you have your coffee in the morning if you're a coffee drinker, or if for whatever reason you didn't do it before, when you finish your coffee, wash it down with a glass of water. It can really help you with your morning energy. And again, as I said, try to stay on a regular schedule of drinking water. Now, I often get asked this question, or this comment is made to me sometimes, which is like, well, I'm drinking coffee and tea, I drink soda, I drink juice, I drink beer, wine or other alcoholic beverages. Those are all liquid, aren't they? Don't they count towards, meeting your daily fluid intake requirements? And the answer to that question is yes and no. So yes, if you're in a situation where those are the only fluids that are available to you, for example, then it's better to have some fluids than no fluids at all. But on a regular, consistent basis, you don't want to drink fluids with stimulants in them. So stimulants like alcohol, caffeine, sugar. So juice has really high sugar. Even if it's not added sugar, it's naturally high in sugar. Caffeine, of course, in coffee and other caffeinated beverages, and even black teas. And soda pop, all of those things contain other ingredients in them that actually pull water out of your body. So they actually encourage dehydration. So they sort of like nullify the benefit of whatever other water you're drinking. So what can you drink instead? So in addition to filtered or purified water, you can drink herbal teas and plain sparkling water. And now here's some of my tips about how you can dress up your water or your sparkling water to make it more appealing so it doesn't feel like it's a daunting thing. So here's a couple of things that I like to do. One thing you can do is you can make cranberry water, or cran water sometimes they call it. And then the cranberry water, what you do is you buy unsweetened, it's really important, unsweetened, unfiltered cranberry juice, and you put like a little in the bottom of the glass, and then you fill the rest up with your purified water. And so you're diluting it, making it really thin. Then you might want to squeeze a piece of fresh lime or lemon in there to give it a little more flavor, and then just have that be your drink. You can make a large gallon size or a large container of it in the morning, and then drink that as your water throughout the day. That's one idea. It's actually good for you too, because the cranberry helps filter, helps your kidneys and your liver. The other thing I like to do is chlorophyll water. So you can buy liquid chlorophyll at your natural food store, or you could probably order it online. And I just take a 32-ounce water bottle, fill it up with purified water, put like 2 dropperfuls of chlorophyll, and then I'll add like either a drop of lemon essential oil or peppermint essential oil. Sometimes I'll add both. Shake that all up so it's thoroughly mixed. And then that's my water. It's a kind of like a refreshing, tasty kind of thing. It's not just plain water. Other things you can do is you can create like a pitcher of water and infuse it with any kind of fruit. So you can infuse it with fresh slices of lemon, fresh slices of lime, fresh slices of orange or tangerines, or you can mix them all together if you like, not particular, any type of citrus in particular. Just mix them all together and put them in the filter and let them sit in the fridge for a while, like a day or so. The other thing you could put in there is cucumber slices. You can, the sky's the limit, really. You can, any kind of fruits in season, and in the summer, like all kinds of fruits are in season. So, but you want a fruit that's not going to completely like disintegrate. So I probably wouldn't put like kiwi in there, but you could put like strawberries. You could put, let me think, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I would say like maybe blueberries, maybe blackberries. And then, the sky's the limit. Experiment, whatever you like, whatever appeals to you. But the idea is you're not adding any sugar or sweetener to it. You're letting the natural fruit, and because you're only putting a little bit in there, you're really just getting a tiny bit in there. It's not the same as drinking a beverage that's primarily made from juice or sugar, etc. Sparkling water, you can add a drop of essential oil, lemon, lime. You could do flower water, so flower water essences, rose water, orange blossom water. You can add just a splash of that to your sparkling water. You might want to play around with that because that's kind of a taste bud thing, you know. Some people would like that, some people may not. But these are just some ideas of things you can play with. The other thing you can add to sparkling water is bitters. I used to do Angostura bitters. Bitters are actually really helpful for digestion. And I've been told, though I haven't seen it myself, that now there's a whole variety of different types of bitters that you can find online or in the store, you know, playing your kind of gourmet kitchen type of stores or kitchen supply stores, that kind of thing. That you can just add a tiny bit of that, splash of that, and it turns your sparkling water into kind of a tonic, like a tonic beverage. Now, of course, you can also brew a large variety of different herbal teas and turn that into iced tea. So one of my favorites that I like to do in the summer, I love to do this. I did this a couple of years ago, and I love the way it turned out. So now I do it every summer. So you can just fill your container, whatever kind of container you're going to put the water in, with water. Cold water, doesn't have to be hot water. And then throw in like 2 or 3, depending on, I would start with a fewer tea bags until you figure out how you like the taste, and then you can dial it in if you like it a little more potent. You can add more. I like to use hibiscus herbal teas, and there's a variety of different brands that make that. And usually it's a blend of hibiscus and rose hips and maybe some other lovely flowers and herbs. And I'll maybe throw in 1 or 2 rooibos, so ruby chai tea bags in there, just to add a little bit more spice to it. And then I'll add a splash of rose water. Mix that all up, stick it in the fridge, and then I have it there to drink. It's really awesome. It's tasty, it's hydrating, and it's good for you because it doesn't have stimulants in it. So it's another way to dress up your water so that you can enjoy that. Now, last but not least, the other ways to increase your water, and this is especially true in the summertime, is to eat more water-forming fruits and veggies. Most of them are in season, like I said, during the summer months. And water-warming fruits and vegetables are a great way to reduce the amount of sweat that your body produces as well, because they're cool. They help with the cooling process. They help with the digestive process. Hey, Jennifer, nice to see you. And they provide you with a ton of essential vitamins. So that's really another great way to get your hydration, you know, in addition to drinking water. So even if you like sort of lapse and you didn't drink enough water, you can eat more of these fruits and veggies, and that'll help at least a little bit make up for the lapse. Okay, so water forming foods are things like, yes, you do need to drink more water. Cucumbers, celery, any type of melon, but especially watermelon, spinach, lettuce, tomatoes, bell peppers, which I personally can't eat, but a lot of people really like them, and grapefruit. So those are just among some of the many water-forming fruits and vegetables you can eat that will help you stay hydrated. Now, I hope you found this session valuable and you got some tips that you can, or ideas at least, that you can put to use right away. And if you like this and you found it valuable, I'm cooking up something really special for you guys that I think you're going to love. And make sure you tune in on Thursday because I'm going to share all the details in a special invitation. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow, where the topic for our series is going to be summer, sun safety, and skincare. And I'm going to reveal how many of the products that we typically use in the summertime can actually be a hidden drain on your energy and your well-being. So until the next time, to your wellness success, be well. Bye.